Handguns are less dangerous than knives in close combat. Agree or disagree? Tell me why.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, looking at that, a lot of people will talk about how a firearm has the most advantage when it comes down to actually being able to defend yourself in a close quarter battle situation. Now, the thing about firearms, people have to remember that it's a projectile weapon. So, in order for that weapon to have any type of effectiveness to it, what it needs is space. And if space is not available, then which one is more dangerous is the actual question now. Well, let's answer that question. Now, in regards to a firearm, like this prop gun right here, always make sure that your weapons are clear, and even if they're fake, when you use them and doing any type of training, is that even this prop weapon right here is a projectile object, as it requires me to have a certain amount of space in order for me to function with fine motor movements, okay? So this finger right here is a fine motor movement. Same thing with being able to manipulate the magazine release, and also placing your hands and having your hands couple the weapon so that way it is gripped right and properly and doesn't move, activating major muscle groups and using your eyes to acquire the target. And there's a lot of fine functions that go along with it. Even if you're drawing from the hip, there's a lot of things that you're not thinking of. And in order to activate those actual muscles in human anatomy itself, it takes most people on the planet, the average person, about a quarter of a second in order for those fine motor movements to actually reach that part of the body. Now, knives, on the other hand, all you're doing is holding on to it, and that's all that person is doing. And the only thing that they're moving is really very large muscle groups. So every movement that they make, every slash, every cut, every stab, every single one that they do is a major muscle movement that doesn't require the actual stimuli for the brain to the muscle group inside the nervous system. So you're looking at faster responses and more natural movements and more powerful movements, because the major muscle groups activating for this knife to be used is greater than that of the pistol. So what does that mean when it comes to a close quarter battle situation? Well, what that means is that the closer the distance, the more that distance closes and becomes closer to trapping, striking, and grappling, the knife becomes deadlier as the distance collapses. As the distance increases, the pistol or the firearm becomes more dangerous at that point.